So that I'm not like a nervous speaker, but I don't know, like it's been a while. So
Good on innovation. You're focusing very much on the future. What do you think will be the biggest change in how customers shop in the next 5 to 10 years?
yeah, I think that it's less about the innovation and more just about a lot of the trends that we see in the research that we do as part of our role within innovation. But the trends around sustainability and circularity that are getting a lot of passion and energy behind them right now are very exciting to me. And I think that will present a really big change in the way that customers shop. We already see the emergence of lots of new rental models, lots of new resale platforms. And we see retailers, Selfridges is a great example, who have typically made all of their money by selling new goods to customers, partnering with resale platforms, partnering with rental platforms, partnering with repair platforms. And this is a trend that I really do think customer shopping behavior is going to adapt to this and look very different in the future. Whereas in the past, our entire wardrobes would have been full of items that we went out and bought with an intention of keeping, maybe using them to death, or maybe, at the end of our life with them, donating. I can see customers now purchasing with an intention to resell, knowing that they're only going to hold the good for a certain amount of time. And you can also see people never actually doing the purchasing, right? And moving towards renting items that they know they only need for a finite period of time. And so the idea of ownership is really going to change, and it's going to be much more time boxed. And the idea of purchasing goods with value so that you can actually resell them later is really going to change. So this, I think, is very exciting, but also really going to flip some of the way that our businesses operate on their heads. And I can see that, 10 years from now, a customer's wardrobe is going to be a much smaller percentage stuff that they own and have an intention to keep, and a much higher percentage of things that they've just got in there temporarily through a rental model, and then a whole section off to the side that's currently listed on some resale site somewhere that they're just waiting to ship out to the next owner.
That would definitely significantly improve the amount of stuff that I have in my closet. After all, thanks to lockdown, I only recently gained a lot of weight. But
yeah, I think that we're all struggling about that. But I think when I think about like shopping, right, like the actual purchasing behavior, this is really going to change it. When I think about how customers are going to shop more in terms of the channels that they're going to use and the environments that they're going to use, there's so much talk about the metaverse, and I'll touch on some of this during my presentation. And beyond the hype, it is a new channel, and it is going to be huge, and it is going to present a real opportunity for, we talk a lot right now about the idea of customers being able to shop whenever they want, wherever they are. The metaverse and the technologies that will be supported in the metaverse are really going to allow that to happen. Discovery is no longer going to need to happen in an app or on a website or in a store. Through wearables, you will literally be discovering as you're walking down the street and looking at people and looking at what they're wearing. And so the way that we think about shopping, the way that we think about learning about goods and accessing channels towards purchasing goods is really going to change as these technologies evolve and as the idea of the metaverse becomes much more real in our everyday lives.
I've always known the Matrix would one day become true.
Yeah.